What's up, people? Welcome back to Triple H Home Improvement. My exhaust fan in the spare bathroom is not doing so well. So when I turn it on, it just makes this humming sound, this humming noise. You can get up in there and maybe turn it a little bit. It's still, for a while now, it's been working off and on, but it's been screeching, making all kind of crazy noise. Now it's not even spinning at all. So we're going to try to replace it. I would try to take it down and maybe clean it, but this thing's almost 20 years old. There's no sense in it. I went to Lowe's yesterday, got this brand new one, $15. Actually, it was like $14.97 plus taxes, whatever that come up. But I mean, less than 20 bucks, and it should be the same size, all that good stuff. So we're gonna see how to replace this thing. Might be kind of intimidating, and I understand, but we're gonna, first of all, it's not that hard, in other words. So first thing we gotta do is make sure we don't get shocked or electrocuted. So all we gotta do is turn the switch off, and a little tip just for safety. I mean, I know I'm not gonna turn it on, but you know, what if the wife or the kids come in here and just start flicking switches on while I'm playing with wires? So that's a good little tip on a little bit of safety. Or you can turn it off at the breaker panel, but then I won't have those lights because that's all hooked into the same breaker. So all you gotta do is turn the switch off and you should be safe. Now come over here and look. First we gotta figure out this, try to pry this thing off if I can. I'm not sure exactly how it's on there, but I know that's where the wires are. So I'm gonna try to pry that off if I can. Get to the wires. There's dust falling in my eyes and everything, but there we go. White is neutral. Black is the actual power. Always undo the power first. That's what an electrician told me. So I'm gonna believe him and trust him and do what he said, and then take this one off. And I like to just put the wire nuts back on them for now. I mean, eventually we're gonna have to take them off so we can get this. We got to pull this whole thing out, housing and all. Cool thing about these is if you already have this style in your house, all you have to do is unplug this, and it says push here and push here, and then you can pull this thing out. And all you got to do is just stick it up in there into the old one and then plug it in. But this one's a lot older than that, so we're just going to have to replace the whole thing. Let's see. You got to figure out how to get to the see if I can actually, I don't have anything to cut that with, but I should have brought all my tools that I might need in here, but this will work for now. Oh, there we go. Messed up the wall. Yeah. Oh well. It'll be cool. A couple screws on this motor, see if we can just go ahead and get that out of there. There we go. Yeah, this thing is just full of dust. It's nasty. It's shot. You might, if you don't have $15 to spend on a new one, you might be able to clean that thing up and it might work again. I don't know. But this thing should be nailed or screwed to the stud. It looks like, see how it's tilting this way? The stud's gonna be on this side. But if you can come around this way and look up here, there's this little thing holding, you know, I don't know what the heck that's called, but something to do with the wiring. It kind of holds the wires in place. I kind of get that off of there. I know these wires are safe, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this for now because I've got to pull it off. As long as that switch doesn't get flipped, we're good. But Sometimes you just gotta be careful. I'm gonna try prying it off from up here. Sometimes the nails are on the little wings that stick out on either side. So I'm gonna just pry it off if I can. Yeah, I can see it now. I'm gonna get a bigger screwdriver, maybe a little flat bar, some better tools. All right, now we'll try to get back behind here. Watch your eyes, don't be standing directly under it because that's not fun. Okay, well, I dug up my big old screwdriver, got it in there and popped that side off. And then if I can just get this side, we're good to go. All right, that's what was holding mine in. So you can kind of get an idea. So you get that screwdriver on there and pop it off. But now, I got the wires disconnected out of there. I'm gonna kind of fish this thing through. Well, it looks like my piece of ductwork has come off already. Here it is. It's got duct tape, and I wish it was a little longer, that way I can get the new one hooked up to it a little better. There's also a screw. Okay. Also a screw right here holding the old flap in. Come on. I grabbed the wrong bit. Okay. Would have been nice if maybe I had a little bit of little extra tube, whatever this is called, this little piece of ductwork, same size maybe. That way I can kind of get it just enough to come down so I can hook up my new one. I'm not sure how I'm going to accomplish this yet, but let's go ahead and get this thing out. All right, with the new one, go ahead and take it apart like this. Like I said before, it's got little instructions to remove motor plate. Push here, and then push here. Be careful. This is some thin sheet metal, and it can cut you pretty good, so just be super careful. The old one was moving counterclockwise, the new one is going clockwise. So I'm just gonna have to put it up in there like this, and we're just gonna run some screws from in here to that stud. But first I gotta figure out if I can get this on there. Oh yeah, that's not a problem. Maybe run a screw in it, just like they did, to keep it from coming off up there. I might do that. Let me see. Yeah, I think I can do that. Also, we're gonna have to I'll have to do the wiring in here somehow. I can figure that out. Okay, this comes out. We can do that from the bottom. Cool. There's a hole here and here. We can go in from the side. Look, see this flap? So you can bring the wires in from the top or the side. I'm going to bring them in from the side because that's how they worked before. So I'm going to go ahead and move that over. First, I got to kind of fish this up in there, get a screw on that. Let's try that. See if I can find that same little screw. Okay. Now, try not to lose it. Just stick this in there. I can. Luckily, this stuff does stretch a little bit, but let's see. I can just get it. On there real good. Well, good, great. May end up having to get up in there. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. All right, once you get that on, that's not gonna work. Oh, I can get one end in there. There we go. All right. Now, got all this insulation falling all over me. That's great. All right, now I'm gonna try to do it like this. Get it up in there. There we go. That's better. Now, I'm not too worried about going crazy with duct tape around it because it's just a little air moving through there. Doesn't have to be insulated and all that BS. Just get a screw on it. Make sure it doesn't come completely off. Looks like it's going to hold it pretty good. Now what we're going to do is get these wires fed through it. These tabs, supposed to bend them out to sit on top of the sheetrock, but this side's going against the wood. It won't be able to sit down on there, so I'm going to leave those tabs on there. But on the opposite side, we're going to bend them out away from the middle. That way it sits on top of here. But let me get this wire fed through here first. Just gonna feed it through. This is a pain, it's not fun or anything, but we're getting it done. No need to call a licensed professional. We can handle it. All right, now on this side, I'm gonna try to bend those out with my fingers. Probably be easier with a screwdriver or a pair of pliers, but actually it's pretty easy. Just be careful not to cut yourself. Again, it is sharp. All right, so now you couldn't really see what I just did, but there's tabs like this. Spin them straight out. It looks like I may end up having to cut my sheetrock just a little bit because it's a little too tight. I'm gonna have to cut a straight line across right here. So let me go get a tool for that. All right, didn't take much to get me sweating, did it? I'm just gonna use a straight edge, a little razor knife. Try to get it as straight as possible. I need to take about, I'm guessing, I don't wanna go too crazy. You can always take more off, but I'm gonna go with about 1/4 inch. And I'm just gonna kind of score it with that. So I got a good straight edge. And then you could just finish this off with a razor knife actually. It's not too much, I'm not going too crazy. Just taking a little bit off. One little edge. So it'll be pretty easy to do. Just probably want to use some safety glasses for this part, but luckily I can kind of stand out away from it. I'm not looking directly at it. Come on. Okay. Always use caution with these. You don't want to cut your fingers. Might have to go a little more. Yeah, because it's right there. Okay, let's cut a little bit more off, but that's fine. We don't want to go too big. Okay. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I got my good shirt on too. I thought this was going to be an easy project. Thought I was going to be clean and have an easy day. But no. Get my good clothes all dirty. That's great. Let's see here. Just kind of clean that up. There we go. Try to get it nice and clean edge. Sometimes when you're cutting like that down here, you just kind of curl up and make a mess. One more try. I think this can do it. It's still a tight fit, but I think it's perfect if I could just get this corner to do what it's supposed to do. There we go. All right. We'll bring that down to where this is flush with the ceiling. That's perfect right there. We still got the tube on there, the holes in there, still good. Now, the instructions say to use nails, but I don't like to follow instructions. So I've got these self-tapping or self-drilling screws. You can use regular sheetrock screws if you want. And in order to get it to penetrate that metal, you can take it and just kind of tap it in with a hammer first and then drill it, and it'll go right through that metal. But these are self-drilling. It's kind of like a little drill bit as a tip. Make sure you're where you want to be. And of course, this is kind of, okay, so I'm having to go in at an angle. There you are. So, this isn't really drilling real good like I expected, so I can understand why they said to use nails now. But I'm gonna try, even with the self-drilling type, I'm gonna try that. See, it works. Even with those, that's what I was talking about with a regular sheetrock screw or something. You can do that. Make sure you're still flush, and that'll hold it. I'm gonna put one more just for fun. But now in the future, if you ever have to replace it, screws are a lot easier than prying staples and crap, in my opinion. Yeah. That's all. That's all we gotta do there. Now, find this, I'm gonna replace this just like it was. Well, yeah, I can get it in there, but I don't think I can now. It might be too late for that. But, so really, you're gonna wanna get this piece back on there like it was. That way the housing here won't cut your wires and stuff. So let me see if I can push it through with the back side of this from this gap here. It's right there. There we go. We're getting it. Yeah. There we go. See that? I don't know if you can see that, but I actually got it to come out right here. So I'm gonna try to feed this on there. Let me see if I can pry it up just a little bit more. Probably would have been easier to do that before I screwed it all in. Once I get this threaded on there, it'll be easy. There we go. All right, let me just tighten that back up. Just finger tight, you ain't gonna go crazy with it. And then, to tighten it, take your screw, just kind of push up on it on one side, which the whole thing's twisted, so it's on there. So hey, we're safe. We did a good job. The ground wire is just cut off, it looks like. So that's weird. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, this thing didn't come with any wire nuts, did it? So what I'm gonna do, hook up the, you always hook up the black last. What I'm gonna do is just hook this ground wire to the metal itself. I don't know if that's, well, no. I'll try to get a grip on that ground. I don't know. We'll see. I guess if it wasn't ground for the last 20 years, it probably didn't matter. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to twist it around that ground wire as best I can anyway. There's a little nub, just a piece sticking out, so anyway, there you go. Then we get the white to the white. And then just like when you're undoing the wires, you want to disconnect the black wire first, and when you're reconnecting them, you want the black wire to be last. That way, if there is some kind of crazy thing going on with your wiring, where that hot is still hot, and you hook up that hot wire first, and you touch this white wire or the ground, you might get electricity coming out and zapping you. So just always do that one last when you're reconnecting it. And disconnect it first when you're disconnecting it, if that makes any sense. And then we're going to put this back in. See how it's kind of got this weird shape? So if you take it down here and you push it up, did you see that? See how shaped this kind of comes out? Here, let me show you. All right. I'll show you how this goes in. See this? Shaped like a teardrop or something. One on each side. Tuck your wires in. All right, this kind of goes in. Slide it in like that on both sides. Yeah, see that? Slide it on both sides. And then push straight up. And then that piece is good to go. Now all we have to do is push this back in the same way we took it out. Now we're in. Okay. That wasn't too hard now, was it?
Yeah, right.
But hey, beats paying an electrician to come over. Good grief, look at this sweat. I mean, I replaced one fart fan and I'm dripping. Like just pouring sweat. This is ridiculous. Anyway, let's see. Ah, it works and it's nice and quiet. Doesn't squeak. It actually works. That's amazing. All right, now put this on. There's a slot here and a slot here. You're gonna pinch these, stick them in that slot, like that. See, now it won't pull out. Same thing on this side. Once you get them in there, push it up, covered my screws, we're good to go. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.